DJI Mini 3 Pro has a problem. Let's unpack that problem in this video. Before we dive right into the problem, let's recap on the story so far. So previously, I took my drone Mini 3 Pro for a range test in an open countryside, and also at the same time took some beautiful sunrise shot over the Hampshire Hills. I pushed the drone until it lost connection, which gave me a sense of this drone's max range capability. After posting that video, many of you gave some really good feedback in the comment section, and many of you subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much for your support, and your comments were really helpful, and it helped me realize that I need to make this video to point out the problem we are having with our DJI Mini 3 Pro, and maybe we can have another discussion in the comment section as to why you think we are having this problem, and maybe you can tell me why other YouTubers are not talking about this problem, and if they are, why they are just glossing over it. I also wanted to bring to your attention that some scammer are also commenting in the comment section, who is pretending to be me and asking you to click on their Telegraph link. Please be aware, it's not me, it's someone who is pretending to be me, asking you to contact them so that they can fraud you or use some kind of malicious tactic to get your contact or compromise your machine somehow. So you will be able to see, I will just point out in the video that where this guy is pretending to be me. This is definitely not me. You can see he has just copied my logo, but whenever I comment, there is basically my logo and the channel name side by side, but he cannot copy the channel name because the channel name is given by YouTube, but he has put his Telegraph link on the place of the channel name. So please don't click on that link and give that scammer your details, and from now on I will delete this kind of message so that people don't fall victim to it unintentionally. Let's just jump right in with today's video about the problem with our DJI Mini 3 Pro. Just before I start my flight, I wanted to show you what version of the firmware I'm having in my drone. And yes, DJI recently did a massive firmware upgrade. However, this problem still exists even after the latest upgrade. So in this video, I want to show you what range I can expect to get out of my Mini 3 Pro in an urban environment. So in my previous video, you have seen me flying this drone over countryside and getting some decent but nowhere near the advertised range of DJI Mini 3 Pro. So link to that video is at the top, and I will also put the link in the description so that you can see that video after this one if you haven't already seen it. So as usual, in the bottom left corner you can see the height and the distance information, so you will see how far I can go through this, and on the top right hand side you can see the battery level information along with the signal strength and the number of GPS satellite link. So let's just carry on with this range test in an urban environment. You can see that just normal level of house and trees I have, and I'm actually pointing my RC controller, so I'm not flying it with the N1 controller, but I'm just pointing my RC controller towards the direction of the drone. So I only have this level of trees and houses in front of me, and the objective of this test is to see how far we can go. Is it going to be any better than the open country space? Obviously not, because DJI says so, but if it's going to be worse, we want to find out how bad it's going to be. So you can already see that I'm losing signal very quick. I'm only just 700 meters away. So I'm just adjusting my drone over here, and I think soon enough I will be losing full control of the drone. As you can see, it's 865 meters away, but I don't think this 865 meters is even usable. So you can see the drone just basically now returning to home, because before I took off I set my home point, and this is something you should always do when you're flying with this kind of drone. If you don't set the home point, if you go far away, then the drone might not come back to you, right? So you have to set your home point always before you fly your drone. And if you move your location while flying drone, make sure you update your home point the same way. But you can see the signal just came back at somewhere around 666 meters away. The drone got back its signal. So in my mind, a usable distance of 600 meters is something what we can expect to get from our Mini 3 Pro in an urban environment. So let's just see how DJI justifies this. So here I am at the DJI's own website. I'm trying to get into the website from UK, so you can see from the web address where I'm looking at. And I'm trying to find out where are they talking about Mini 3 Pro. So you can see all these different drones they have. So here is the Mini 3 Pro, and as soon as you go to the Mini 3 Pro section, you see a very fancy, very beautiful, nicely done website, which is talking all the great things this DJI Mini 3 Pro has. And these are the things which all the YouTubers are actually talking about it, and rightly so. DJI Mini 3 Pro does have some really good flexibility in terms of cameras, in terms of video quality, in terms of image quality, and in terms of all the automated capture features which we come with. But I am looking for this range issue. Where do they talk about it? So I have to go to the spec section. So I go to the spec section, reading through, I don't see anything, but I see lots of little footnotes. So I might probably have to look into these little footnotes. It's not clearly mentioned. Where can I find all these details about the range issue? So you can see it talks about the camera, it talks about the sensor, it talks about the gimbal, it talks about the type of SD card uses, and you can go on and on and on. I'm still not seeing any mention. So here there are two different controllers, RC-N1 and RC. I told you I have the RC because I don't want to use my phone while I'm flying my drone. So that's the reason I have the RC. I'm still looking into the RC. Is there any kind of problem with this? Nope, there is no mention of it. So here we are on the other section, the footnote, where we hope to find some details of what sort of problem we are facing. So a normal consumer who is already saturated with all the information about how great this drone is, he would not or she would not be looking in this section. So you can see how they say, even if you look at number 5, it says measured in laboratory environment with little interference in country of region with 2.4 gigahertz. So many people will just doze off. So you measure this drone range in a lab environment where there is little interference. This is not how we are flying our drone. We are flying in a full of interference region. And if you look into number 6, which actually tells you that if you have FCC drone, which you should be giving 12 kilometers, and if you have CE drone, you might get 8 kilometers. But they actually have this clause, it says no guarantee as to the actual flight distance. So this is their get out of jail clause. So even if you're facing that, they will say that it is tested under FCC regulation test. So if you don't get the range, they cannot guarantee your range. Yet DJI is advertising with 12 kilometers on their box when you buy the drone. DJI is advertising on CE mark drone 8 kilometers. So if you see my video where I actually did open countryside test, I get nowhere near 8 kilometers, right? So this should be clearly mentioned, and this should not be on a tiny little footnote in an obscure section of DJI's website. It should be brought to consumer attention before they are saturated with how great this drone is. This is the next best thing which we got from DJI. These sort of marketing tactics should not be used when you are trying to sell a product. This, in my mind, is a problem about which DJI is not being very clear with us, and at the same time advertising their drone Mini 3 Pro as having their flagship 12-kilometer range, which we know is nowhere near that. So I hope you found this video useful, guys, and let me know what you think about this range issue in the comment section. And I'm hoping maybe through our comment DJI will listen to our concerns at the end. So I wish you clear sky and happy flying. Until the next time, take care.